It's round 9 of the 2024 Entity IndyCar Series. We are at Mid-Ohio for the Grand Prix of Mid-Ohio, the Honda 200, and history is about to be made. It's the first ever turbocharged race here at the circuit. Hello everybody, welcome to a little bit of history. This is where it all starts, right here in Mid-Ohio, because after this, everything is different. We have, for the first time in history, we have hybrids in INDYCAR. And it all changes here. They've been tested, they've been delayed, they've been getting ready. We've already had a few problems this weekend alone. But this is where we put pedal to the metal. JT is alongside me once again. Jackson's on his way in. And JT, it's unusual to have such a big regulation change mid-season when the championship is so hot up. It's going to shake everything around, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, it will. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the broadcast for the Honda Indy 200, and it is going to be a good one. It's definitely going to be an interesting one as well. As you said, with the hybrid, there's been a couple of problems, but from what I've seen, it has been a good system. Just having a... I was watching the qualifying while IndyCar Radio was taking it yesterday, and a little bit different to the touring car hybrid system that we see. It's done by percentage, not seconds, round a lap, but it also depletes very quickly, but that is countered because it regenerates very quickly as well.
Yeah, it's a constant to and throw system. Not everyone has gotten used to it just yet, but Alex Palou certainly has. He's on pole position for Pato O'Ward alongside him, starting in second. David Malukas, however, for Meyershank Racing, the biggest gainer with this technology. He's right up into third position. Colton Herter as well. Improvements made. Andretti, he's fourth, and Marcus Ericsson in fifth. So it looks like the teams who really did bank on the technology being available at the start of the year, put the most amount of time into it, are starting to reap the rewards at the first race here.
Yeah, and we've got some drivers who are normally higher up that are lower down, but we've also got drivers who are normally lower down and higher up, as you mentioned, David Malukas. But also, we saw the Joseph Newgarden not performing that much. I think O'Ward was a little bit further down, or am I thinking of another McLaren?
No, O'Ward is quite far down on the order.
Yeah, there was Newgarden, O'Ward, and...
O'Ward was second, right?
O'Ward's second, yeah. So the other McLaren that's gone down is Nolan Siegel in 16th position.
Rossi, it was Rossi, I think.
Rossi's in 7th position, yeah. Peter Fittipaldi's 27th.
Because they were together, yeah. Scott Dixon, Carl Kirkwood, Will Power, Joseph Newgarden. We don't normally see that far down. They all went out in... Joseph Newgarden went out in the groups, which was very, very unusual. So did Will Power and Scott Dixon. That was the three that I was talking about. Scott Dixon, Will Power, Joseph Newgarden, all going out in the group stages. And this is what happened earlier on in warm-up, JB.
Yeah, Nolan Siegel locking up at the top of the hill, going straight on, and did well not to hit the advertising boards as well on the tyres, but... damaging his tyre set and scraping the underneath of his floor as well in just his second full-time start in an IndyCar season. Of course, it is second race with McLaren, third full-time start, because he had one in Red America, then he was at Laguna Seca, and then he's coming as well here for Mid-Ohio. Of course, next week, won the ovals to get set up, but it's time to go over for the command to be given, so we'll hand over to NBC.
Start up front. Still a lot of uncertainties on how things are going to work, and when it comes down to it, it is an IndyCar race, and the most prepared will be successful. It's about time to get going from Mid-Ohio. Let's head back downstairs for the command.
Race fans, it's time to give the command for the Honda Indy 200 in Mid-Ohio, presented by the Civic Hybrid. Please welcome today's Grand Marshal, Cleveland Browns offensive tackle, and former Ohio State Buckeye, DeWand Jones.
Drivers, start your engines!
Been given.
That was awesome. And Dewan is an Indianapolis native from Ben Davis High School and a Buckeye.
All right. I think we've lost NBC over there, in which case I'm going to welcome in Jackson to the commentary box as well and say good afternoon to you. Hello, Jackson. Nice to have you here as well. How are you doing as we get ready for the session to start?
Josh, I'm so excited for this new era of IndyCar. There was so much anxiety at the start of this season. Drivers were saying we wouldn't be able to finish a race if we had all 20-something cars starting a race. And just how far and how productive this series and these teams have been to make this happen and so far make this so impressive at the start of the season has been awesome, as David Malukas now, for reasons that I pray is not for what I just said, has stalled on pit road.
Not the greatest start. He has stalled on pit road just as we're getting ready to head out, so he'll get refired. Oh, hang on. Kiffin Simpson's done it as well. So they've
Kiffin
both
Simpson.
stalled. Oh, boy. Not the best start, is it, Jackson?
So obviously, still backup starters right now for the command. As you can see, Kevin Simpson's crew now getting behind there and getting productive with that. We saw James Hinchcliffe testing the car on Thursday, and obviously we've seen cars struggle to get these things refired so far. It's still a finicky thing right now, but it's still possible. James said it just takes a little bit longer than usual, but it is still definitely a possibility. I think drivers were just kind of panicking, and I think they needed to refire as quickly as possible. We obviously didn't see that during qualifying yesterday. I think more during practice we saw that issue, though, as we see Malukas back on track, and I think now the same for Simpson, as now Scott Dixon has decided to have an issue.
This is a little embarrassing, and especially it's mid-season that we've brought these engines in, because this is having major championship implications. Dixon, of course, leads the championship after victory at Road America, and now we're having all these problems coming in as well. Jackson, you were at Road America. I know you were at Laguna Seca last time out as well. What did you make of that one? As he wants a refire, he joins the disco
Was not
crew.
at Road America, was at Laguna.
Yeah, you were leading Road America is what I was thinking.
I was lead at Road America, yes. I will say this. I've said it before 1,000 times. For those who are able to go to Laguna Seca in person, it is a must, because video games, the coverage you see on boards, nothing does the corkscrew and just the general elevation of Road America. Nothing will do that justice to seeing it in person. The sight of seeing a car going down the corkscrew at pace, it's like someone wrapped a string around the front axle of a car and just yanked it down this hill. It is genuinely something that defies physics, and it is so cool to see, Josh.
I can't wait to see that as well coming up. And for those of you who enjoyed Jackson leading as well at Road America, he'll be leading next weekend at Iowa as I take 2 weeks holiday finally as well. I've done 23 straight weekends in 2024. I want a break. We're getting ready. I'll be here for Mid-Ohio. I was never going to miss Mid-Ohio, the first race, legendary one. You can hear the atmosphere building here. Adam has said as well, congratulations Josh B and Josh T on Lewis Hamilton winning at Silverstone. Will there be a party? The party's already started. And Laguna Seca is on Jackson's bucket list as well. As he said to you, Jackson, as well. Here's your starting grid then. It's Palou on pole, O'Ward alongside, then it's David Malukas third, Colton Herta's fourth, Marcus Ericsson's in fifth, Scott McLaughlin sixth, Alexander Rossi seventh, Christian Rasmussen's eighth, Christian Lundgaard ninth, and then Linus Lundqvist is in 10th position. 10 quid. I'm going to mix up one of them at the start because you've got 2 Christiansens and 2 Lundgaard Lundqvists, so that's going to get annoying. Then it's Marcus Armstrong in 11th from Romain Grosjean, Scott Dixon, Carl Kirkwood, Will Power, Nolan Siegel, alongside Joseph Newgarden, Graham Rahal, Felix Rosenquist, Venus VK, Santino Ferrucci, Augustine Canapino, Kiffin
Dixon to the rear.
Dixon's to the rear. Okay, so that drops Dixon down massively on the order now. So he was starting 13th, so puts him down. Toby Sorry making his return to the championship in 24th. As well then Stingray Rob, Jack Harvey and Pietro Fittipaldi. Toby Sorry, I should say, as well. I don't know why I did that accent on it as well. JT, Mid-Ohio is usually an exciting race for IndyCar, but they sound the same, which I'm relieved about. But they have this new little whine and whisper to them to add in as we get ready for the start. It is going to be quite alarming that. How many are you expecting to finish today?
I'm hoping quite a bit because of everything which is going on with this hybrid system, but we will have to see. How many starters have we got, Josh?
27.
27. Okay, I'm going to go 50, 20, hopefully 20. I'm hoping for 20. I'm hoping for 20 plus, but we'll see.
Don't get alarmed. We are under caution because they've passed the control line, but the start line's around the other corner. So, Jackson, how many do you think we're going to have finish?
I'll say we'll have 5 DNFs, 2 of them because of hybrid issues, maybe.
That's good.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jess is eating a hamburger. What do you think, Jess? How many do you think will finish? I've thrown her under the bus now.
I don't know. I think there's going to be quite a few retirements. Let's just say that my McDonald's hasn't come yet, so don't worry.
Well,
that is outrageously patriotic considering it's British Grand Prix weekend, but I appreciate it.
I would have gone as well. And
I'm celebrating after a certain win.
Lewis, well done.
So you know.
Oh no.
No, I get it.
What, JT?
We had fish and chips in the freezer. I should have had that instead of spaghetti and meatballs.
Yep.
If it helps, I had chips. I've got them.
That's why I would have. I would have had fish and chips if I was at Silverstone.
Dixon is out. Scott Dixon is out of the race. So the race has started, and we've got to full course caution already because they can't get Dixon's car off. So lap 1 has already been completed. This is lap 1 of the race. We've started it behind caution. So we're going to have to go green. They can't get Dixon's car out of the way. Well, this is great news for the hybrids.
This is great.
Yeah.
Jinx.
Join hybrid, they say. It'll be fabulous, they say. Can't start at the first race, they say. And Dixon gets pulled off the line.
Lights out on the pace car this time by.
So now it looks like we're going to go green. I'll tell you
Lights
what.
out this time by.
Yeah, 79 laps to go. So the race has started behind the safety car. Great. Who's allowing these things?
Oh my god, Chip Ganassi has to be fuming at this. And this might be the one time we see the Iceman genuinely crack to have a lead in the championship taken away from you because of something that's just such an out of control factor.
I've just looked down at where Megan's headset is because I put my hand on it as well. I'll take a look at her notes. Lap 3, lap 9, lap 34, and then she's written nothing for the rest of the race. That proves how dramatic it was that even Megan was on her feet commentating. She had no time to write.
Race control, pace car lights back on, pace car lights back on.
Oh,
We're
for
working
God's
with car 9 to get off the racetrack.
For God's sake. Well, he's already laps down. So he's not going to start. We've started the race. This is effectively lap 1. We have already started this race. So...
Yep.
Dixon, look, they're going to try and...
Welcome to
follow up.
IndyCar Hybrid.
This is a joke. This is beyond a joke right now as well. This is getting silly now. They can't let him restart, surely. It'll be improper. The radio. He's out.
I believe it will still be... I do think it's still going to be a traditional 2x2 race start since there hasn't been any green flag running. I could be wrong, but it's not like Formula 1 where you have the rolling start off of a safety car.
Dixon is officially done. He's out of this race. He doesn't even turn a lap. And I think you're right, Jackson. I think
insane.
We're gonna do that. Yeah. Wow.
Single file.
So here
I
we
do
go.
stand corrected.
Are we going green? Are they going to line up here? Well, the green flag would have been given there for the restart zone. They haven't.
Oh no.
2 by 2. Well,
Reminding you that the start-finish line is
Turn
in the
three.
back straight here.
yeah. So,
Or at least the restart zone. Excuse me.
giant leap into the unknown. They've delayed with the technology not being ready. Now you cross your fingers, you cross your toes, you wear your lucky underwear as well. Hybrid comes to America with the NTT INDYCAR Series. They exit the last corners and it's green flag into a bold new era for INDYCAR. Drop the hammer! Racing now! And Palou jumps away from O'Ward, who has to cover the inside line to David Malukas. Into the casino section we come. I love this part of the track. The fans on their feet watching. General admission ticket get you here as well on the grass banks. And round the outside, Colton Herter already losing out. Marcus Ericsson's coming down. Look at Alexander Rossi. He's in a little bit of battle as well in the mid-pack. Coming through a little bit of wheel banging between Rasmussen, Lundgaard, and Armstrong's even backed off a little bit as well. In the young costs with the same livery as we see in Formula 3 and Formula 2, Zane Maloney and the Salvers even with the same kind of livery. But lap one so far good. You can see he's using the hybrid technology by flashing on the timing tower. So O'Ward, Herter, McLaughlin, they're all using it. That's not going to be distracting. Palou's lost hybrid already, so is Herter. Yeah, that's not going to get confusing, is it, Jackson, as soon as we go racing? That flashing around the side of the screen. So far, though, they make it through lap one.
Watch Nolan Siegel get to work here, Josh.
Go on.
He seems to already be getting around Joseph Newgard and Rinus VK on his heels. This is some of the early movement already, as well as Scott McLaughlin.
I've already got questions about the leaderboard. Is red they're using it and it's going down, or is green they're using it and red is like does green mean it's regenerating?
They're taking it off.
Red means they're losing it.
They're taking it off already. They've already said one lap was too much for the American mind to handle. It's gone. Gone. Bye. Well, no, it's too confusing. Flashing lights. It's gone. As we now see around the outside.
Early moves already. It's Christian Lundgaard versus Christian Rasmussen.
Oh, well, I'm glad you did that because I would have got it wrong. the two Christians battling it out. Right, so Palou leads O'Ward, Malukas, Herter, McLaughlin top 5. Palou does a 1:10 exactly across that line. Wow. Well, okay, this is good. This is good, guys. We can keep going. But I tell you
Start
what.
is under review.
Okay, they sound the same,
I
but
believe because most of the individuals further back were not stacked up before the green.
oh, it's back. Okay, I think green is using and red is harvesting. I'm not.
I believe so.
This wasn't in practice or qualifying. We have no delta. Oh my God. At least they sound the same though. That's what I like. Listen to the wisp.
100%. It is very a la GTP
Yeah.
in IMSA in that it's basically a system that goes straight between the ICE and the gearbox. So you still get that boost of horsepower, but you still get that great IndyCar V6 turbo sound that we all know and love.
There you go. So they still sound the same, but it's hybrid power that's changed over. Of course, they don't look different. It's not a bodywork change. They're still using what is at heart the DW12 chassis from Dallara that was introduced 12 years ago now, 13 seasons ago. There is due to be a big bodywork change in the next couple of years, which will hopefully adjust everything. But Herter, we've ridden with for a couple of laps now as well. He's in 4th position. Now we cut off. There's Palou leading by 1.9 seconds already. Doesn't matter what chassis you seem to have. Chip Ganassi Racing and Palou, because they can lead out front no matter what's in the back of that car. So they're going to go to a break on
Interesting.
There you go.
Interesting that you have the highs of Palou already with a 2-second gap and the lows of Dixon having this race over for him before he even started. Interesting for me, though, that you have the two guys that have had kind of the most recent Formula 1 seat time and kind of acclimation with maybe a somewhat similar hybrid system in Formula 1. Obviously, both of these guys testing with McLaren.
Oh.
Both of those guys now first and second and have kind of been the front runners and the ones to beat this whole weekend.
So the hybrid
I was
key.
correct.
Yeah. So red
Yeah.
is deploying it. Green is regenerating it. Well, that doesn't
Yeah.
make sense. Surely if it's deploy, it should be like a green and red would be harvested. They've got that the wrong way round, NBC. You've got it the wrong way round. Green for go, red for regen. Come on. what's the because if you see green, it's go. So now red is go and green is hop. That's very what? No. Oh, for God's sake! Is Pelot constantly?
Am I the only person who thinks that makes sense?
What? Red is go and green is stop. How does that work? That in my brain that is opposite land. Green is go, red is regen. R for green for go.
Here goes Roman Grosjean.
Yeah, Grosjean's going through. Gets ahead. Can't get ahead. His old car stays ahead of Linus Lundqvist, trying to go around the outside, but Grosjean's getting shut down every opportunity as they come through. Out now of turn 6 and 7. Okay, not bad. But, so that, oh God, my brain can't, it's physically hurting me. So that means Ericsson's now deploying hybrid, so is Lundgaard, Rossi and Lundqvist. But everyone else is saving, oh, for God's sake. Can I just have, like, a chart? I'd rather settle for a battery bar, wouldn't you? Like, instead of all this flashing green and red, I'd rather have a little battery that I could see going up and down. That would be better for me than this constant... Because it doesn't tell us how much energy they've got left in the battery. It did in qualifying and practice. I was watching practice 1 up in the commentary box, and I could see the battery regen and filling up. It was working better, but... Oh, Jackson, you're in this paddock now. What was the reception coming in for hybrid energy? You were at the last normal race, of course.
There was definitely a feeling of, I think melancholy is the best way to put it, right? Because obviously it's what everybody knew. But I think there was kind of this level of excitement in that, you know, especially for guys like Pelot, it was, I've got this new toy, this new tool that I can use to play with it and to kind of help me perform better and get a, you know, gain on my opponents. But I think for sure, if you ask most of these guys, it's not necessarily the anxiety of, you know, random failures or stuff like that. It's just still things are very much the unknown strategy, car setups. You know, we entered this weekend completely scratching all of the setup sheets from last year because you've got an extra hundreds of kilograms now on the rear axle, which it changes the car completely.
Yeah, they're a lot more tail happy as well. And if they get touched there, they're going to go around like pin tops as well. So they've got to be very, very careful and very, very down as to what could happen as well. Sauer's up into 21st position, JT, as they come into it as well. So far it's okay. I can't get my head around green is regen.
I think it's because green, the hybrid level is going up, red, the hybrid level is going down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is what they're going for.
So in the mid-pack here, it's the battle of the Christians continuing. Lundgaard and Rasmussen. Great run for Rasmussen, currently 7th. Great run for the rookie at the moment. All those guys, including Rossi, who's kind of closed that gap, as well as Lundqvist, all behind this kind of conga line made by Ericsson. Then it's Herta and McLaughlin kind of going toe-to-toe right now. And then Malukas and Award kind of in no man's land right now behind Pelot, who's already gotten almost over a 3-second gap, Josh.
He's really pushing it through now as well. It's getting really good. So game on at the front. Everyone is on the black tyres in the top 13. Then it's Rosenquist down, who are on reds. And then we've got a few more. Siegel on blacks, Ray Hall is on reds, and everyone else down on black tyres. This is the start, and this is Herta. There's Malukas going ahead. And watch around the outside. Creeping through on the inside line.
No further action on the start.
Scotty Mack trying to come back through. No further action, good. That's probably what they're looking at. Pelot is 8. Oh, there's Dixon. Well, Chip Ganassi has walked over to Roger Penske and has punched him in the face. You brought
and
these...
a Hellberry with NBCS and standing in the wings hoping to give us an answer, but is that Mike Hull, I believe, in the garage, ripping him there. Whole conga line here, VK, Ray Hall. A lot of people, first takers to pit lane, Josh.
Simpson coming in, that's who was diving in, so he's getting out this melee. He's not a lap, he's actually now accredited as a lap down. I think he's out now because he stalled, so he's going on to stick a reds as well. And away. Oh, and he stalled it! Oh! pit stops are also a total unknown. Let's get that out.
Pits. Yeah, I was literally about to say that. Pit stops, they can stall it, and it
Rahal.
changes the race. Here, side by side, Rahal VK.
Inside line for Rahal. Nicely done into 3. Well, is this 5 actually, isn't it, down the hill? Over the
Yep,
top.
5 now, in towards 6 here.
That's cusping that inside line. I do like Mid-Ohio. It's one of my favourite racetracks. Iowa, not so much, which is why I'm missing it.
Definitely up there for the underrated stuff. I will not take the Mid-Ohio or
I
the
know.
Iowa slander here, sir.
I'm joking. And the only reason I'm missing it is because I'm not here. I'm at a race. I'm not actually commentating, I'm just at a race.
Same.
Yes, but you're here for race 1, JT, and then you're gone for race 2.
You mean at 1 a.m. on Sunday morning?
I thought you guys had gone into the wall there. I didn't know where we were on the track because I was looking at JT. I looked up and I saw you guys flying up towards the barrier. I thought, oh! No, it wasn't. He's coming to the pit lane. VK into says Fittipaldi. Don't scare me like that. This pit lane always catches me out. At least they've got away, normally. But, yeah. Yes, I won't be in Iowa. In fact, I'm not on anything next weekend. I'm not even here.
Show off.
I'm away. Someone lets me out of the box. It's not to commentate from trackside.
Show off.
I get to be
You're
there
free,
next
baby
race.
bird.
I can run. Literally, as soon as I take my headset off this evening after the Chicago race, I won't put it back on until Friday in 2 weeks for Hungary practice. That's how good it's going to be.
All I heard there was blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, well, I've done 22 weeks non-stop. I think I deserve a break.
I think you're the only one who has not had a break.
I am the only one who hasn't had a break. Everyone else has. Into the pit lane comes Marcus Armstrong. Felix Rosenquist and Nolan Siegel in as well. That 13 of 80. Yes, I am the only one on the team who don't think has had a break. Philip says, used to go to this race when it was in August, about 90 minutes away today, watching on Antenna TV on my porch. Classic old school. Hopefully the signal goes
Why are we
through.
talking about breaks?
Hello. Hang on. Get INDYCAR.com timing scoring to work where I can also get the radio coverage. Bang on. Use us. I was just saying that I haven't had a break in 22 weeks. I'm the only one on the team who haven't had a break. As Newgarden swings around the outside and gets ahead of Marcus Armstrong, who's just come out of the pit lane. So this is still playing into the first of the green flag pit stops. Yeah, I was just saying, that I haven't had a break in 22 weeks, 23 nearly, and I get to leave for 2 weeks. I'm going to have a weekend off.
Probably. Well, I'm going to be on a massive streak. I'm already on a massive streak because PSGL will be going on.
Say again? I can't hear.
So, PSGL will be going on, so I'll
yeah.
also be on a massive streak during the summer break.
That is true. And you have...
He smashed it in. He smashed it in F2 on Thursday, by the way.
Oh, excellent.
Thank you.
Oh, you got my old gig. Oh, nice. I promise I
Yes.
didn't leave it in too much ruin. But, yeah. So your commentary lineup next weekend on the first race, I believe, is Jackson and JT. And then the second race is...
I hate you, Josh.
Sorry. And then the second... You're the one who decided to go to Donington on your own accord. I had it planned weeks and weeks in advance. Then one day you said, oh, I'm coming too. I was like, all right then. I was like, who's going to cover IndyCar? You went, I. So, your fault.
I asked you if you wanted me to come on the Sunday, and you said that would be nice.
I said it would be nice. Yeah, of course. But then I remembered about IndyCar. Anyway, that's why on Sunday, race 2, you've got... What's clicking? You've got... What is that clicking in the background? Anyway, on race 2, you've got Jackson with Omi in the box. And I believe, Jess, are you hanging around in the afternoon race on Sunday?
Enjoy, Jackson.
I might, depending on
There you go, then.
timings.
There you go. So, yeah. Not too bad.
Is that coming from Omi saying I will be shadow person in the corner, or?
No, he's streaming and being in the commentary as well.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
So I'll be providing TV pictures, even though I'm not here, because my setup will be switched on. So you'll have all the same stuff.
Yes.
With live TV pictures this time that are like this, not glitching every 5 seconds. And then,
I'm commentating NASCAR in the car on the way home from Donington.
With USRN, I presume.
Presumably, yeah. Because I'm not doing it, so it'll be I think NASCAR is being controlled via my PC, but via TeamViewer from somebody else because I won't be there. And also, England game, final, starts at 8. Just saying. Remember.
If we qualify.
Oh, I'm just being hopeful. Anyway, lap 16 of 80. We're getting into our first pit stop. So just an ad break over the moment of NBC, which is why, if you're wondering why we're waffling a bit.
Of course they are.
Yeah, which is why, if you're wondering why I'm waffling, I would hand over to Tom Gaymore, but I didn't let him know that I was doing it today because I forgot to text him and tell him, yeah, look, I'm here. So he's not being nice and, talking about us as well. To come into it, I'm trying to get him on, but he won't come on for an INDYCAR, of course. I'm trying to get him on for some other series, like a Formula 1 race. I think that's the best one we can get him on. When are you back in F1, Jackson? We miss you. We are very low in hungry.
Oh man, when you guys stop doing European races and I don't have to wake up at 5 a.m. for this.
So we'll see you in where?
It'll be
America.
I'll find some time
Singapore?
for sure.
Yeah, Singapore's not too bad. No, Singapore's still European.
There we go. Oh yeah, no, Singapore is big chilling for me.
Right, I will see you in Kota, Mexico, Brazil, and Las Vegas then.
Guitar.
Qatar. Yeah, similar time actually. I think. Qatar's
Guitar's on like the same similar time as Brazil.
Well, at some point this year, we're also going to get a couple more people on the commentary. I still need to get a stick-up George Morgan as well to get him on to do talk.
I was about to say that.
There was no
Here's
alarms.
Scott Dixon.
Down because the team said, "Oh, you got to go into recharge," but something started discharging the capacitor immediately, like at an excessive rate. So some kind of failure there with the power side of the hybrid, which is definitely not a great way to start it for the first time. Didn't even make the warm-up laps. So a lot of unknowns right now. I guess Honda and everybody else will try to figure out what the issue is, probably Ilmore as well on that side, and see if we can get it refired, at least to know what the problem is to go back out.
Scratching their heads, but I'm sure they will get to the bottom of this. Scott Dixon.
Yep. What do you make of that one then, Jackson? As you see side by side, down towards the braking zone, I believe that is going to be Armstrong getting ahead of Lundqvist.
Two fellow Ganassi guys, yeah. There was this, I mean, when we saw that happen, there was this almost like definite knowledge that it was going to be hybrid, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to count my chickens here, but just getting to the quarter mark of this race, have had a couple stalls, but nothing catastrophic yet. If that is the one retirement out of this whole thing, I will take this as a win.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
A few stalls, but that could easily be done. And, new clutch systems. We saw stalls in the pit lane before anyway. And Palou, who has this system, has pulled 5 seconds ahead of anybody else at the front of the field. So that's an impressive one. Award in second.
And as they stand, Josh, this is going to provisionally give the lead to Palou then with Dixon out of the race.
Joe, can I change my pick a winner to Palou, please?
Well, speaking of points as they run, Palou will be on 339, and the nearest one to him would be Colton Herta on 249. And Pato O'Ward would be third on 248. The point, hang on a minute. Will Power will be on 280. So it'll be 339 for Alex Palou, 280 for Will Power, and then it'll be 249 for Herta and 248 for O'Ward. So that's your top four as points as they run right now.
So everything is still very much then, Josh, in this, what I like to call like the one race gap, where if it's 50 or less, if you're doing a grand slam here and it's 53 points if you grand slam, pole position, most laps led. So if you're within 53 points of the driver in front of you and they have a DNF, they're still technically scoring points, but you're able to close that gap pretty effectively.
It's all up in the air and all for grabs, isn't it? Here's Will Power then, who would be second in that championship run. As we said, 280 points as he runs. He's down in 12th position for number 12, and who got, of course, a race win a couple of weeks back at Road America. When was that? Let's have a video. Okay, I didn't hear it fully there. At all. It didn't come up with the graphic again. NBC's graphics really do need improvement. Actually, forget that. Fox, can't wait for you to see what your graphics are going to be next year. Let's get real for a change. I mean, NBC are so done and annoyed with IndyCar coverage now that we haven't had Lee Diffie the past 3-4 races now. So what do you think, Kevin Lee?
I will throw my hat into this. One, that is because Lee Diffie does have Olympic duties. He's been the commentator for well over 4 years now, I believe, for Olympic track and field.
Of course he is.
This was something I think that was planned. I do think Diffie's swan song is scheduled to either be Iowa or Toronto, however.
Oh, and I miss Iowa. I miss this in Iowa. Oh. Of course, because he won't cover the season finale, will he? Because he'll go over to NASCAR for their coverage.
Yep.
That is the 6-6.
I want to say the hand of
Malukas, isn't it?
David Malukas.
Yeah. It was bandaged up. So, yeah, well, that's one way to get used to a new car. Of course, he still hasn't got that hand completely healed. It's healed enough to race, but he's got it protected, which if he had protected it and not gone, cycling, he could have actually, started his McLaren contract instead of in the mess we've had right now. I would just say, we're 21 laps in, it's taken 25 minutes. If this continues caution-free, we'll be finished about an hour before NASCAR starts.
Wait, Josh.
Go on.
You've just reminded me about talking about race times. Did we get the fastest ever British Grand Prix?
It was no safety cars, and it was mixed conditions, but we never had anything like it. I think we did get the fastest British Grand Prix. Certainly it's on this version of Silverstone. That's something you've got to look back to 2010.
Yeah.
And that was Lewis's first win since
Saudi
2021 Saudi.
Wow. How's that for a story? So many feel-good stories. There was such doom and gloom over Verstappen domination this year. And yes, there have been factors that have gotten in the way of that.
Oh, Dixon's
But for
out.
all this to happen so far has been awesome as we see Scott Dixon back out on track.
Yay!
But maybe not for long. I'm not sure if this is a failure or it's just, it is him being a gentleman.
So, he's coming out here. 2010. Go on.
They are literally just going to treat this as a test session.
Yep.
Yeah, may as well. So,
20 laps down, not a lot you can do.
oh, okay, so 2010's race was 1 hour and 24 minutes and 38 seconds. So that was that one. Let me try and find the next one. Oh, that's just going to take me to the German Grand Prix. Give me a minute. So what's the time to beat? 1 hour 24:38. I'll get back to you later. It's too much work on a phone. Then I need a computer, and all the computers are busy. I think it was. If it was below that, then yeah. The British Grand Prix is one of the fastest on the calendar. It's not affected. Well, you can discount. Oh, Jackson's spin. You can discount, of course, 2016, 2021, 2022, because they all had red flags. So discount those races. You're looking really for 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013. No, discount 2013 because safety cars. Same with 12. 14 had a red flag. Discount that. You need to look at 2010, 2011, 2012, 2015. Then you need to look at 2017, 18, 19, 20, and then 24. So, yeah, there you go. Because everything else got red flagged and safety car. So that's kind of what you need to be looking at, if I'm not very much mistaken. But back to the Grand Prix Mid-Ohio, where we're 24 of 18, 57 to go, and nothing is happening. Kind of normality, then.
Kind of what I expected, if I'm being honest, when you're...
1 hour, 22 minutes, 27 seconds was this year's.
So already faster than 2010s. Go on, Jackson.
This is the first time, we're racing. There have been tests, there's been race stints, there's been starts and restarts, with these, but this is the first time we actually have, chips on the table. So no surprise to me that you have drivers being fairly conservative right now, as everyone is still kind of getting their feet in the water with these systems in these exact conditions.
Beautiful as well. So this is like a test for everybody as well. They've run hybrid in the open tests, but this is the first chance we get to race them, and they're holding up really well. Even Dixon's got back out on the circuit 22 laps down, so there's no catastrophic failures that lead you that you can't do anything for the day. So already a success.
A little bit more here for everybody looking at that little hybrid stat on the left. Essentially 30% is 0. There is, it can still be further deployed, but it's a lower limit, and that's kind of an emergency reserve for if the car needs to be restarted. And again, we don't know exact numbers, but when you double dip it with the push to pass, we're going to have cars making about 800 horsepower, and that'll be the first time we'll have that number. We've had that number since early 2000s. So very cool to see that number. And as regarding the deploy limit and how much power, that number should only go up in the coming seasons.
At the moment, interesting to point out that the top 5 have yet to run their push to pass. They're all keeping it at 200 as well. Dixon very much is using this as a test session for the remaining 55 laps of this race as well. So yeah, not everyone's push to pass. So they're all using hybrid instead. Kind of the point, really. 6.2 seconds award is behind Palou now. We're looking at Marcus Armstrong down in 18th place at the moment.
I think also important to note the way hybrid can help where push to pass doesn't. Colton Herta wasn't able to close that gap to Palou at Laguna Seca because he had the push to pass, if you remember, but just was not able to close that gap because he wouldn't be able to make his fuel number with the extra fuel that push to pass uses.
Now the hybrid's easier, so
exactly, and obviously has no effect on fuel mileage.
Big win in my book as they come into it. Let's take a look at a flashback from NBC. Well, they're showing us 2013's Mid-Ohio race with those ugly winglets that came in. It's getting worse and worse and worse, wasn't it? To take the checker flag. Who won that day? Of course it was Scott.
Charlie Kimball.
Charlie Kimball won it. He's in the pit lane, isn't he, Charlie Kimball?
He is.
Here he is.
When you've got that,
been
able to go out and get the job done. Every driver and engineer I've talked to this weekend, they have said clean air is king. So working the pit strategy to get themselves out in clean air is what it takes. Well,
go on, Jackson.
Very cool to see CK in this role. Has been a analyst alongside T-Bell for Indy Lights. Has kind of worked his way more into this network role as we're seeing the Fast Hands of Pato award at work again. But very, very cool to see Charlie Kimball kind of make his jump up to covering the big cars at the place where he got his first ever IndyCar win over 11 years ago now.
Philip says, I'm heading to MO Mid-Ohio next weekend for club race weekend, crewing for a small SCAA team as well. Might get recruited to work grid if they needed someone. Do it, that'll be fantastic. Send photos of that, please. We love Mid-Ohio. Adam says, a good reminder actually that I forgot about today's date. It was triggering me as well earlier on when Ian Birch said it in our commentary. Is into the pit lane because Award, Harvey, Malukas and Ericsson as well. Sticker reds and a lot of fuel going in there for... Oh, and he stalled it! Oh, he got it going. I thought he stalled it for a second. It sounded like he died out, but no, he keeps going. Good stop there.
Very similar to Toby Sari earlier.
Yeah. Oh, and Harvey stalled it. Yeah, Harvey.
Oh, more
Malukas. Oh, this is good. This is.
He's got it refired as well now. Okay.
15.9 is stationary. Oh, Jackson, this isn't good enough. Is it learning to go, or is it just a hybrid problem?
It's 100% learning, especially in these aggressive pit stop conditions, right?
Yeah.
Because everyone is still learning. Almost all 25 cars got away from the pit lanes fine here as we see Palou go into the pit lane. It's just new bite points and the engine itself kind of acts in a new way exiting the pits. So it's kind of learning that and kind of getting through the teething process right now.
So here comes the race leader. He goes from black primaries to sticker reds. The front right wheel was catching a little bit. Is it on? Yes, it is. Away he goes. To get him, that was a messy stop. 8.1 seconds straight out ahead. McLaughlin takes the lead of the race at the moment. So, a question. With this new hybrid technology, do you reckon there could be a time in the future that we could maybe have some standing starts again? Because I know they wanted to look at reintroducing
that.
them.
I'll tell you what, that was the biggest thing I was asking around during Long Beach, because that was just when kind of the details got released, and I was actually talking to some of the AMR safety team guys, and they said this track still has the plates for the standing start sensors, as we see Ericsson working his way around the outside of Christian. Rasmussen just makes it a done deal there, as Armstrong wants a way around as well. Could be a fight back here. Well into the draft. He'll try the outside here. Into the casino area on the brakes. Great defense so far from Ericsson.
It was very tight as well as it comes to it.
Sorry, Josh, I'm taking your job right now.
I'll do it. I've lost my voice, mate. Honestly, that's what you just take it as much as you want. I've got NASCAR, remember, and I'm solo pretty much for that. Jack's there too.
Oh, you're good.
So just if you want to take it, because I'm losing voice. I just screamed Lewis Hamilton wins the British Grand Prix for a 9th time. Trust me, it's gone.
Oh, yeah. No, I'd imagine.
Yeah, but I would like standing starts back. I know we had that accident, but we had starts after that fight.
Josh?
Yeah.
It was not the fastest British Grand Prix.
Oh.
2017.
Really?
1 hour, 21 minutes, and 27 seconds.
Blimey. So it was the second on this layout. Okay.
I am about to check all the others, but at the moment, yes.
Arguably, I would...
Just going back to standing start.
Yeah, go on.
Really quickly, Josh. The vibe around the paddock, I think, is very mixed. I think a lot of fans would genuinely love to see it. Like all things here, it's going to come down to the series and whether or not they want it, because, again, with the new cars, went back in 2013, you'll remember, the cars have anti-stall, we have hand clutches, we got to try this, and obviously, if you remember Indy Grand Prix, a couple other incidents there, it didn't totally work the way that was planned. So I think once these hybrid systems get a little bit more worked out by teams and drivers, I think we could genuinely see it, but it's going to come down to, the safety of these cars and these drivers and what they ultimately want. But when you look at tracks like Long Beach and Detroit, where you struggle to even get a full field together for a rolling start, I think going standing is the way to go if possible.
Yeah, especially Long Beach has the hatchings.
2019, 1 hour, 21 minutes, 8 seconds.
Oh, God. They're getting quicker and quicker. Top 5, Palou, O'Ward, McLaughlin, Hertzer, and Newgarden. So we've got 50 to go. Go on.
Are we counting the 70th anniversary Grand Prix?
It was a race at Silverstone, but it's not the British Grand Prix, is it? So we'll put an asterisk.
Because that was 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 41 seconds.
That's the fastest one. Interesting. Interesting. That's the only British Grand Prix event that Megan has ever missed. She wasn't here for it in the commentary box. That's because, as I'm sure you'll find if we ever release the audio soon, she was here on the formation lap, but our sister was here, our older sister, and Megan was going to go stay. And the elder sister decided to leave on the formation lap. So Megan has to leave the commentary box after saying hello, and very quickly we had to find a replacement, which led to Ian Birch walking into the commentary box, sitting down and putting the headset on for the race. So that was only the second time he was in the box ever in for commentary, because it was supposed to be Megan in here, and so we had a Martin Brundle 2017 when he was ill situation. Long stop at the rear right as well for Nolan Siegel, and Venus VK's in as well.
Clean getaway, same for VK with a bit of a hiccup, but he's away clean.
Yeah, so do you remember that, Jackson? Did you get that over there? Because it was 2017, so you might have had NBC over there back then, so you might not know. Martin.
We did.
Oh, yeah, right. Martin had food poisoning, and he did all the Sky F1 pre-show, and then but when he went onto the grid walk, he got violently ill and was sick in the Mercedes hospitality unit, like violently sick in the bathroom. and he couldn't do his grid walk, and it was really bad because it was his 20th anniversary grid walk, and F1 and everyone had planned all this special features for him as well, and he couldn't do it, and it took him 3 races to get back to normal, and he didn't come back until Belgium, because he had food poisoning. It was really bad. So he missed Silverstone and he missed Hungary and came back in Belgium. But it went round. It got worse though, because a week later, Felipe Massa caught food poisoning. The same thing Martin Brundle had, Felipe Massa caught. And you might remember that Paul di Resta stood in
This
for that
I
race.
remember.
Yeah, Paul di Resta stood in for that race, but Paul di Resta was already the stand-in for Martin Brundle, who was ill, in the Sky F1 commentary box. So last second, Paul di Resta was put into the car, and Anthony Davidson had to go up to
Right.
Crofty. So the Sky F1...
And that was at
yeah.
Hungary, no?
Hungary, yeah. So the Sky F1 and Williams team were just shifting personnel around. So, yeah. Weird
Something
couple of
tells
races.
me that Jess's food has just arrived.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Considering she lives in the middle of nowhere as well, that was quick. 39 minutes for a delivery. 47 laps to go then. On board with Pato O'Ward still running second. McLaughlin's in third. Alex Palou leads this race though, Jackson. And after the pit stops, nothing's changed. Yay!
Get those laps in. Stay out of trouble. McLaughlin has worked his way around Colton Herta, and Newgarden has now found his way to the sharp end of the field. But aside from that, very much unchanged here.
Yeah.
Alex
And of course-
Palou and Pato Ward, please stall or have problems with hybrid so I get a pick a winner point. Thank you.
Fair's fair.
Front left, protected.
Everybody
Interesting. Phil says, got the radio working for both TV and radio, keep going on to ad breaks at the same time. Ah. Well, that's why
I
we're
mean,
here.
I honestly don't care about pick a winner points because I have already had a pretty strong week. Plus, I've got last week's point. which
I've
was missed.
been out of that picture for so long just because I'm so lazy and I forget to slot in my entries. I'm showing up halfway through the season here. I did have McLaughlin though.
Yeah, I'm thinking of joining the USRN point system next year, Josh.
Do it. We should start one, but we're just getting confused.
Does USRN also do their own stream
Yeah.
for IndyCar or okay?
Points to pass or something like that? I can't remember. Scorecards or something. I can't quite remember. Oh, hang on a minute. Are we on USRN? Did someone put us on USRN? Matthew? Did you put us on? Or have we just completely missed it? Just remembered that.
We were meant to be on USRN.
Yes. Hello, Matthew, if you've put us on. I can't remember now. Well, we did the British Grand Prix, and just everything got kind of chaotic and we forgot. Oh, hello everyone, if we are on, and Matthew's put us on.
No, we're not.
Okay. Whoops. Do you want to just slide us on? No one will notice.
Yep.
Yeah,
Let me set it up.
Shh. That never happens, YouTube and Twitch. That's our own little secret. Shh, 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 shh. That never happened. Everyone keep quiet.
Blame it on tech issues.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's good. What do we say if it's not tech issues?
It's tech issues.
Skill issue.
Ah, there we go.
I'll give you a countdown, JB.
Let's all be silent then until he gets a go.
No, it'll be a couple of minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, there's one. Yeah, I wouldn't have realised that if it wasn't for Phil. Thank you, Phil, in the YouTube chat. I completely forgot. And feel like a little bit of a fool. Ah, well, that's revenge because they've taken my commentator for NASCAR. I offered to team up. I got told no.
Newgarden slowly becoming a factor
Yes.
in this race as we've got the two AutoNation cars going against each other. Kyle Kirkwood, David Malukas through the keyhole.
That's ridiculous.
And I have no idea what is happening because Josh's stream froze big time, but we're now looking down the rear wing of Kirkwood,
Did it?
who I believe had worked his way around Malukas, obviously having that stall on the pit lane.
Is it
12-second stop, now out of the top 10.
Is it working?
As
okay?
Newgarden's in the pit, Josh.
Yes, it is working. Good.
There's one problem.
What?
I was logged in on USRN 2, not USRN 1 or the other way around. I don't know.
let's let's leave it and I'll play it later. We need that but OBS, please, somebody, some smart cookie out there, invent an output that goes directly to Mixler so we can just press a button and we're always on USRN. Please. It would save so much. So, where did Newgarden filter back out after his second stop? I'm looking at the wrong timing screen. Where is he?
Out of the top 15.
Yeah, my computer says 11th.
But that was a very quick stop for him.
Do some research about that, Josh.
Oh, nice.
Stop strategy. They've been out there about half a step.
Yeah,
So Newgarden's looking good on that front. To be fair, it's been a bit of a distraction. We only got JB1 back this at 220. Literally, we started our pre-show on JBMotorsports 2 and Twitch. 20 minutes in, we got told, by the way, you can have your main channel back now. I was like, right, over we go then. So, yeah, there's 20 minutes that will never be on the main channel unless we upload it again, which we might do. There's Palo. With his strategist being told he's leading this race by 4.7 seconds. There they are. As well as the Honda safety car.
That is such a great shot there.
Yeah.
Barry Windsor with Oriol Servia in the pace car behind.
I love the mirror he's got as well, so he doesn't have to look down on pit road. He can just look in his mirror and he sees
No, that's
it.
awesome.
Brilliant idea. I should have one of those so I don't have to look at Megan. I should put one of those mirrors directly above the commentary camera so that I can just look up and see if Megan wants to say something without having to look over.
I liked what they did the most during COVID for commentary boxes where they had almost this like hockey glass between the commentator and the analyst, and I feel like we should get that going for you too.
Well, it would save Megan trying to hit me. Although,
exactly.
If you go back, Jackson, after we finished here, as into the pit lane again comes Felix Rosenquist.
This is Fro.
After you finish here tonight, go back and watch the MotoGP sprint race from this weekend. Me and Megan on a green screen, kneeling down on the floor with a camera that is only tiny, having to be super close together using a handheld microphone. It was so uncomfortable for the both of us for 19 laps. Yeah.
Dare I ask for context here?
No.
That's actually usually how it goes. Okay.
F2 was finished up in the main box, and we had to use the green screen box, but there was two of us because I hadn't done the practice sessions, Megan had.
I see.
So it made more sense for Megan to be in there as well as me. But we didn't have a big enough camera. So, yeah. It's quite funny. Every now and then, Megan just looks like she's got half a face because she moves out of the green screen zone. It was so bad. We're never doing that again. That was a one-time situation. Philip says, you use OBS software? We do, yeah, we use OBS. That's how we do it. We're on OBS. That's all our systems. Proper OBS as well. All the bells and whistles added onto it, like multi-streamers as well. We've got hotkeys added in, everything. Proper.
I was trying to add that multi-output, but it just wasn't working for me.
I would offer to help. I can't remember how I did it. I did it so long ago. Top 5 again. Palo, Award, McLaughlin, Herter and Ericsson. Your top 5 as the half distance here of the Grand Prix of Mid-Ohio, the Honda Indy 200. Yeah, not too bad this one as well to come into it. I'm just sort of waiting. NASCAR's going to be fun at Chicago. Like, that is going to be a classic.
It's always been fun.
Are you watching? What time is it over there on the West Coast?
Well, it's about, I want to say it's 1:30 for me.
So it's 9...
But I mean...
Yeah, it's 9:40.
I don't know if you guys saw the Xfinity race. What was it, the Loop 110 yesterday?
I watched a little bit of it.
So good.
I missed. I was at a garden party. I was shouting.
I was just...
Go on.
I was looking at the different NASCAR drive cameras, seeing where the battle cam was situated, and luckily the battle cam is in my part of the track for USRN.
Yeah, I love that. They take my commentator and they take my analyst as well, who's got all the battle screens that can tell me what's going on. So our coverage of the race is going to look like a blank screen. It's only
There's
webcams.
a reason that I have 2 mics and can talk to 2 different things
That's true. Is there...
in a
Yeah.
seconds apart from each other.
That's true. Is there webcams from Chicago? That's got to be something, isn't it?
I've looked, no.
Oh, damn. Can't wait till we get to Vegas. They've got loads. Vegas, we're going to have a backdrop. In fact, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we're not going to have this backdrop. We're going to have the green screen up with a Vegas backdrop behind us for of the race coverage.
Amazing.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. To come into it, 7:40 over here in the UK. So we've got about 1 hour 50 until the start of the broadcast for NASCAR. How many times am I going to be running in? Do you reckon we will... How long was that? No, last year's race doesn't count because it was raining. Is it wet today or is it dry?
There is some cells to the north, but it
Okay.
should stay dry, hopefully, maybe.
One good thing. 1, we don't have to wait for the track to dry. 2, it should be a normal quick race. 3, it's going to be chaotic. So hopefully it'll go by very quickly. Do we have stage breaks or is it just 80 laps?
Stage, I believe.
Oh, never mind.
Just watching the battle on track there between Linus Lundqvist and Christian Rasmussen as the timing screen is telling us that Lundgaard just made that a done deal. Hard to tell right now as we just get over the halfway point of this. Your top 5, Palou, Award, McLaughlin, Herta, Ericsson. After that, Lundqvist just getting ahead of Rasmussen. Then it's the other Christian, Lundgaard, Alex Rossi, second fastest McLaren. Then Kirkwood for Andretti as Malukas is now just outside of the top 10, Josh.
So, we're past half distance, and we've officially got no retirements, but Scott Dixon didn't start this race on time. He's 21 laps down, but the good news is he's got a lap back, everybody. He's passed Palou and got a lap back. So, we're up there, we're up to 21. Ticolo's in as well. Crucially, though, first lapped car of the race, that has gone to, I believe... officially,
Jack
Harvey, yeah. Everyone else still on the lead lap as we ride with Scott Dixon as well, who was our championship leader. What's this done to him now? It's put Palou into the championship lead, but what has this done to Dixon? 258 points. Drops him down massively in the championship. From, I think, first down to third. Throws Palou right back up there. After, I think they left Laguna Seca. Was it level on points or very close to level on points? I can't remember exactly how they left it. Because we said it was quite unique.
It was fairly close from what I remember.
Yeah. The player just jumped ahead. He got points for pole as well, of course. And you get points for leading a lap, fast lap, all that's counting in. It's a very difficult point system. I don't even try and think about it. I just go on points as they run and don't have to work it out as we go. F1 has that, but sometimes doesn't work as well.
Josh?
Yes.
I was looking, complete change of topic, but I was looking into a way to get the INDYCAR driver tracker lag-free with none of the popping up things and putting it directly through OBS, because apparently that is possible.
These angels exist.
How are you doing that?
Yes.
So I'm just very much in the zone now. You're telling me that I don't have to have all this drama?
Yes.
Well, that's good news for Romy next week. It means he gets a driver tracker. Me, on the other hand, I'm just thinking back to the 2.5 years we've covered INDYCAR live, which has been nothing but hell with driver trackers. As into the pit lane comes Linus Lundqvist.
You're welcome for me finding this out 2.5 years after you started this driver tracker INDYCAR thing.
How? I've got to ask how.
I am
in the pits here
researching it, and
going
I'll tell you if
to
it's successful.
Well, looks like scuffed reds. That's a clean getaway for him. 7.6. That will push Malukas provisionally up into the top 10 again. As we see, that was Newgarden and Grosjean, who both kind of were working themselves into being a factor in this race, but got cycled back again on strategy. Again, strategy just still such an unknown for what tire is preferred, what strategy is preferred. Just because no one really knows, and it depends on whether you can technically use that hybrid to help you make lap time, or basically just make economy, lift off on the gas and let the hybrid give you a little bit more oomph there.
I tell you what, it may not be the best track to always get close racing, but to test these hybrids, it's showing us that they're reliable, and Iowa's going to be a lot of fun. I'm hating that. I'm missing that now.
I really don't want to rain on the party, but it's not going to be as much of a factor that I think some people want to think it is. We had testing at Iowa a couple weeks ago, and it felt like big slide there from Felix Rosenquist. That's what having all that extra weight on the rear axle will do to you. But Iowa, I believe, is going to be a lot more of a single file race now with this repave.
Of course,
I think regarding the hybrids. Sorry, go on.
They've repaved it, of course. It caused problems at NASCAR as well.
Yep. I wouldn't say it's technically a problem like what we saw with the Cup car guys. It's just more of pretty much the only, like, the objectively, like, fastest line is going to be that inside where the repave is. I know Pato and a couple other guys were considering having a rubber session where you just go on the top line and try and groove it in. I'm not sure if that's actually going to happen. We'll see. But it's definitely feeling like inside line will be the fastest. Hybrids, again, you need to lift off or be on the brakes to really regenerate it. So I don't think it's going to be as much of a factor there as people think. For some of the more lift-off tracks like Gateway, like Milwaukee, we might see it a bit more in use, but we'll have to wait and see.
So, looking at the calendar we've got left, that's because my thing has just gone wrong up here in the comments box. There we go. Back with NBC with 33 laps to go. It's actually flying by. I feel like the F1 race actually earlier on. We've done 48 laps in 5 minutes, so yeah, not too bad. We are getting to the business end of this IndyCar season, but still a long way to go. We're sort of getting nice to the nicey time, where all the nice races start coming as well. So, July 14th, you've got the two high V home front and one-step races, 250 each. July 21st, I'm back. It's the Toronto race, which is only on Peacock, which means JBMotorsports is the place to be for live watch-along action. It's one of our best races of the year as well, that one, because it's Peacock only. Then you get the Bob Morado on August 17th, followed then on August 25th by the Portland race. We're going to be on site for that one as well, with Joe Samiego. The first Milwaukee Mile on August 31st, that's on Peacock, so it's a good race for us, yes. September 1st, the second race on Milwaukee Mile. Of course, Nashville, 15th September, 8 p.m. We will finish it. So how many races have we got left? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 races left. So effectively, we've just passed the half distance now. In fact, yeah, we are halfway in the IndyCar season today. Same way today was F1's half distance.
I think we technically, 9 laps ago, officially passed the halfway point of the season.
That's scary. It's scary, very scary. And I wonder, JT, how many of those races have I not commentated on? I think I've done half the season, personally. Let's think about it. I didn't do St. Pete, did race 2, missed race 3, did 4, did 5, missed 6, 7. I think I've only done like 5 races. I've missed 3. I'm fairly sure that's it. But thinking back, the season feels longer because we've had the open test, then we had the thermal club, then we had the month of May, where it was 2 weeks practice. So it feels like the season's been going on forever. I've NBC going to another ad break. They've only just come back 2 minutes ago. Seriously. They've been back 2 minutes. They are! What? Are they on NBC today or USA? That is shocking. They were back for, like, they came back lap 48, right? Because I made the thing. That's all we got started. It's lap 50. They were back for 3 laps. Well, our colleague, A. Jackson, Ben Schneider, will be saying nothing but commercials.
Yeah, indeed.
I'm going to see if he says anything.
Again, a lot of this is kind of out of the control of, actual broadcasters. It's more of having to fill the quota of the network, but them's the breaks.
Oh, is Emma Raducanu out? Oh, Emma
Yes.
Raducanu. Yeah, well, to be fair, I'm surprised she got that far. I still think she was a one-hit wonder. Sorry, but yeah.
Battle on track here. Power versus Malukas working their way into the casino area. Power with a late move to the inside. Malukas stays cool there, though. Keeps it tight. Very, very tight through the keyhole here.
I did have
As some great defense there from Malukas on one of the biggest braking zones on the track. Keeps him at bay for now.
I love how they've gone. They've gone. What can we call that part? Oh yeah, let's call it casino. And then we call the keyhole because it's past all the fans as well. Don't know why they call that bit the casino entry, but it was. I got told last year. Oh yeah, you know that first bit that go in. It's not all the keyhole. The first bit's actually the casino as you rise up the hill. Then you go into it as well. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
interesting. As more than another move going on, nearly touching the grass there. Herta getting passed by Ericsson for 4th place. Ericsson through on the inside line. Up now into 4th. And Harbridge
Well,
seeing
I've
that
killed-
energy. Yeah?
I've killed one problem. Now it's time for me to kill the other problem.
What's the other problem?
I've accidentally solved another problem while trying to do the INDYCAR driver tracker.
What problem?
Chad,
did
I'm
you
sorry. That was just so not the keyhole. Like, that was objectively just not the keyhole. That was turn 8 and 7.
Was it?
Yeah,
You don't like the ad
that was
break?
going...
I love how Phil says
We're good.
Yeah, you don't like the ad breaks for IndyCar. Wait for the Chicago race. Luckily, I am on the international feed, so I get to see everything. I get media perks.
You don't, but we get to call everything.
Yes.
And I am on International Feed Plus, which means International Feed with all the onboard battle and aerial cameras.
I hate you.
Very nice.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I really, really hate you. I'm purposely going to avoid you coming into Donington next week.
It's time for me to do a little bit of...
What problem did you solve?
It's time to track you down.
Come on.
You know how we were planning to use Video Ninja next time you're trackside for Knock Hill?
Yeah.
We don't have to. We can send your camera feed directly into OBS.
How? Well, via the browser source, right?
No.
What?
I will tell you at the end of this race.
Oh, 28 laps. Just punch the air.
Hey, gang, Award
Be
has
patient.
really started to close that gap now. I'm not sure where that is specifically.
Oh, God.
Now, timing-wise, but Award has the premium now on push to pass and is now less than a second on Pato Award as they are now
Here we are.
working their way into the S's, Josh.
How the hell did that happen? Pillow was 3 seconds ahead. They haven't stopped. Unless Pillow's made a mistake somewhere that we haven't seen. O'Ward has had a monster couple of seconds. Last lap time, 108.1 for Pillow, 107.6 for O'Ward. And he's matched that again on
So
this
slowly
run.
but surely it's happened, and I want to say we're getting to that point now where we're starting to use push to pass. Obviously, lap traffic becoming more of a factor as well. And I think Award is just starting to find ways to make up time here.
Phil says, you don't like, well, great crowd in turns 4, 5, and 6. Looks like the late 90s. I use it at our church to stream the services. OBS just a beginner. Do you push 30 or 60 or something else for frame rate? We've got 30 frames at the moment because my computer, bless it, can only just handle 30. We are looking at getting eventually a bigger PC where we could run 4K 60 frames per second and everyone would look crystal beautiful clear as well on the broadcast as well. And we'll be able to have bigger timing screens as well than what we currently have because everything moves up in frame rate. Like you get a bigger lead. Anyway, into the pits comes David Malukas. Oh,
That's David Malukas.
Award's in 2. Award is in. So he's going to dive in now. Ready, steady, and bye-bye. So that's why he got close, Jackson. Pit
It's going to need to be really, really clean execution here for the 5 crew for this to still be a factor. And granted, we've seen issues for a lot of crews, but it's been consistent so far.
Here we go.
Going to be fresh primaries for him, as well as full fuel.
Oh, he didn't stall that. I was just
Clean
so...
execution there, 7.5 seconds.
So he's good to
As
the
we
end of
now
the race.
see Ericsson coming to pits.
Oh, yeah, is he going on reds? Yeah, looks like he is. Oh, and here comes Pillow, lapping. Power. Oh, that's unfortunate, isn't it? First in the championship, lapping second in the championship. You don't see that every day.
Look at that wiggle from Power on the steering wheel there.
I wonder if he's liking this.
I want to say that's just a little bit of aero wash from the dirty air behind, actually, the more I'm saying that, I'm not sure. That looks like he's fighting something else.
He's tired, probably. How is he on those tyres? Can't tell. Doesn't tell me on this one. And he tells me pitch 2. Doesn't tell me how long he's been on them, which is really poor. Who's leading this race?
So looking at our tracker map here as Pelot's coming into the pits, Ward really has clean air here to kind of make this happen, though. Other than Dixon, who will hopefully be a gentleman and let him by. But this is going to be close here as we see pit stop for Pelot now, who's also going to primaries.
Scrub set as well, so he is going to have less tyres in terms of... Oh, has he stalled it? Oh,
he stalled!
He selected first gear. It didn't
This might
go
give it
through.
to Ward. Quick exit off the pits.
Oh, but he's not going to have tyres. Award is. They're side by side, and Pato Award takes the lead at Mid-Ohio. That small error has cost Pillow for the first time today, and the undercut works for Pato Award. His tyres nice, hot, under temperature, and crucially, younger. It was a
Was
scrub.
going to say it wasn't over yet there with this long run into Casino, but you have the fresh tires and you're able to get such a good run there off the keyhole. And Pelot is now starting to watch Award take off as McLaughlin is now your provisional leader. Still needs one more stop, though.
JT.
While I was just doing other stuff as well, Jackson, I can confirm it is 1:30 for you for NASCAR.
Copy, thank you.
That's going to be good. Oh, for God's sake, they've been back for 2 laps. It's every 5 minutes. Oh, Tom Gamore's going to have a sore throat at the end of today. He really is. He's like, I'm not supposed to be talking this much. I'm going to text him after this and say, are you right?
I mean, they always like to stack it like crazy, though, so that you can have an open run to the finish.
Yeah, but there's only 20 laps to go. However, Tom Gamore's covering the Porsche Super Cup race from Silverstone this morning at Discovery, and he's had to hop it across London to make it to Sky Studios for the INDYCAR race, and they're at 2 different ends of London. So, well done, Tom Gamore, for actually getting there. If I kept having to make that journey, I would not be liking myself. Although we used to have to go from
And
Biggin
if
Hill.
you saw a wild Tom Gamer on the London Underground today, travelling through London, say hi.
Let us know
Yes.
using hashtag JBMotorsports. Get in touch. Like, where's Tom Gamore today?
Use the hashtag Tom Gamer found.
We should start that. It'd be like,
Duel on track here. This is Linus Lindquist and Colton Herta. Linus has maintained this top 10 result all day, unlike Rasmussen, who's kind of fallen out here. But Herta has been wrestling this car so far here as he's working his way through Thunder Valley.
oh,
There he is. Camera was trying to get Lindquist behind both of them there.
That must be so disconcerting for the camera operator there. Right, we're going right, so now I'm going left. Oh, wait, I'm going the wrong way. They've put it back. It's not great. Just keep it stable. Don't like... I don't know. I'd like a 360 camera on the Formula 1 cars, but these ones on INDYCAR always creep me out. I don't know why. But I think
the wheel-to-wheel stuff for F1 happens so fast you wouldn't be able to even track like a car being side by side.
Hopefully, in that case then, I position that the 2 cameras should be 180 degrees each. That way, if the back one is looking at and he goes through, you can pull that one into vision at the same time the other one tracks it, and you can go forward with it. Like, they should work together in parallel as well, like parallel lines. That's how they should work.
Lap traffic a factor here. This is Pietro Fittipaldi, and then further ahead, Kif Simpson, as McLaughlin is now cycled through in third. Great looking. I love, this is one of Scott's favorite cars as well, this Soncio Automotive Protection Ruby, as they call it.
Oh, it's a ruby. I thought I was going for burgundy, but yeah, it's ruby colour, isn't it? Oh, he's let. Oh, yeah. It was good, but he's let.
Done deal.
Yeah. That's annoying.
Next car ahead, though, is Kiffin Simpson, Ganassi teammate to Pelot, though, so will be interesting to see if he maybe acts as rear gunner there.
Oh, this is Fittipaldi one woman now. So
yes.
Who did he just get passed by?
That was O'Ward.
O'Ward lapping him, right. God, NBC's graphics, honestly, I can't wait for Fox. Like, this is that slow stop we were on about Jackson. So it's good primaries, but did he stall it? Yeah, he didn't select first gear.
It looked like just a bit of a hiccup, and Josh, you heard that getaway better than me. Did it almost sound like he got off of there on hybrid power?
It did. That was not engine power, it was hybrid power. So it's like the engine didn't kick in. So you got out of there.
So I do believe these guys can do the kind of GTP sort of getaway and bump start.
Yeah. That's it.
But yeah, all around gain there for O'Ward. Almost 2.5 seconds lost there. Is now back to even standing on track here with Pelot getting around the 30 car of Pietro Fittipaldi. Still definitely in this, just over 1.5 seconds back from O'Ward.
We're down to the laps to go now as well. I actually can't wait to see what Fox is going to do with INDYCAR. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I think just the benefit of all races being on a big network and not having to go to Peacock, go to USA.
Yeah.
I think that alone is going to be such a huge advantage. There's not going to be weird timing for making networks happen, hopefully.
Also,
and I think ultimately it's just going to give the series more flexibility for when they can run, as we have issues for Joseph Newgarden. What looked like a big lockup almost there into the carousel. I'm not entirely sure.
Where's he running now? Third? Newgarden's running fifth. Let's have a look. Up into the carousel. Snaps it. Runs across the grass. Lucky boy. Oh, God, he saved that in him. You would never say that again in a month of Sunday. Straight across the grass. Someone else has done that, though. You can see the tire marks from before. We saw it in practice, I believe. Oh, my God.
And then
Nolan
he went
Siegel.
into anti-stall briefly.
Right. Yes, he did go
Who
to
was able to successfully refire the car himself without any help from the safety crew.
Oh, really? Oh, well done, Siegel.
So it is possible, kids.
Hybrid power comes to the rescue. You see that in Formula 1, they can do a dead start. It's a one-time dead start, but it completely drains the battery.
Oh, it does.
And then they have to recharge it. So, but then they can do a drop-dead start if they need it. F2 cars can refire themselves. That's normal.
But they don't... Do they have a hybrid system now?
They've got V6 turbo engines. I don't think they've got hybrid. No, they don't have hybrid. It's just V6 turbo engines. No hybrid power in the F2s. As far as I know. Oh, for God's sake, not another
Newgarden
outbreak.
pitting this lap.
Oh, okay. Well done, NBC. There's a race going on. Let's stop to look at the calendar. Well done. God, do they care anymore? Genuine question. Do NBC even care? Because after the 500, their coverage has gone stone dead flat.
I think we get spoiled by Formula One and the requirements that they, or the lack thereof, for requirements they have to fulfill as a network. Because it's just global feed, nonstop on-track action. For this, it's all things that kind of are required to be shown by the network.
I hope Fox changes that, right? Like, we get the Fox feed, but we have an international set of pictures. And then Fox can do their own little bits. Because it is getting silly. This is getting silly.
Chat, are you ready for the Chili's ads?
Oh, God.
It's gonna happen. You guys won't have to deal with that, I don't think, but
We had
it's
a couple.
gonna be. Excuse me,
yeah.
the BK Whopper ads.
We had a couple before we got the international feed. We have to put up with it, don't we, JT? At Coliseum and the Jewels at Daytona. We had to put up with that.
Yeah.
We wanted to cry.
I will say, I'm hoping that Cup stays at the Coliseum because that's been on the bucket list for a while now. I actually grew up going to the Coliseum a lot with my dad, avid SC fans,
Oh, there you
so
go.
went to a lot of football games there. 100% want to go back. I want to say there's also been rumors that it might stay in LA but might move over to Chavez Ravine and we go racing in Dodger Stadium. Nothing close to confirm there, but even as a Padres fan, I think that's pretty cool.
The Coliseum's a good pre-season event, but for an actual race, it's so confusing. I got so annoyed last year, as JT, so this year, as JT will remember, we missed the start because the pictures came out. And we missed like 15 laps. I was furious. Absolutely furious. Not the best start. In fact, I wasn't happy with
Again,
NASCAR for a while. Go on.
But again, NASCAR's no stranger to stadium racing. Soldier Field in Chicago, home to a ton of what used to be Cup Series races.
I love there's that one short track race that doesn't hold NASCAR, but it did hold, I think, a truck race a couple of years ago, and it's like this super short infield section, and like everyone's run across the grass. I can't remember the name of it now. I'm sure you know it if you see it, but it's like a banger race instead of a truck race.
I know you're not thinking of Eldora.
Oh, I don't know.
Because that's a dirt track.
No, not a
Banger
dirt.
racing mention?
Definitely not a dirt. It's an infield.
Not now, JT.
It's an infield, and it's a proper pavement, but it's super, super narrow. Narrower than what we have at Coliseum. And we had some sort of truck or Xfinity race there a couple of years ago. And it was insane.
May I remind you what is in just over 2 weeks' time?
What is in over 2 weeks' time?
Number 1, 23rd of July. You should know that without me even
London.
saying anything. But 24th of July. The Lion Robin Caravan Long Jump.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But the 23rd is JT's birthday. And that's why he's not here for that day, I don't think.
23rd is midweek.
Is it?
It's the Tuesday.
I thought it was a Friday. Oh, I'm way off.
No.
Battle on track here, gentlemen. Pillow and O'Ward. Pillow has closed that gap down to under half a second here, going into the keyhole.
Come on.
Jackson's literally just here to keep us on the rails, but what? But there
Yeah.
is no rails.
Jackson's,
There's never rails here.
Jackson's here to point at the screen when there's something entertaining happening that we need to talk about, but our voices are dead.
I've been doing this since I started, bro. This was Daytona.
Yeah, but it's been since 8.
I was like, hey, guys.
We've been
It's a
talking.
battle in GTP.
We've been talking for 12 hours. We are doing a 24-hour. We're going to be on air until 1:30 in the morning for us. That's another 6 hours away or something stupid like that. 5 hours away.
I hate
JBMotorsports. Every stream is an endurance stream
Yeah, there's
for
a-
us.
That guy, Josh, but
Yeah.
that thing that got you excited, when I increased the resolution and the pixel width, I didn't realise that there was a watermark on it, so that can't be used. Yay.
Bugger.
So I got you excited for nothing.
I'll just buy a HDMI
I'll
cable.
keep searching.
Oh, hello, Newgarden Pits. With 15 to go. He should have been good to the end of the race. He's on black primaries. Why is he
Oh.
coming again?
Should.
Oh, hello. Push to pass is actually being used.
Oh, yeah, finally.
So now we're starting the double dip. Yep. Award still with about 20 seconds of an advantage on Pillow here with 14 to go.
Is this how he's done it? The double dip. Using push to pass, using hybrid. That's how he's gained 3 seconds.
That's the term I'm
Yeah.
using.
Yeah, double dip. I'm going to do that. He's double dipping. Yeah, Jackson has invented the new terminology, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
And you're
NBC, take
stealing
it or leave it.
Leave it, they're not here. Write it to Fox, courtesy
Yeah,
of
exactly.
whoever's their colleague. At what point do we announce that we're your new commentary team for Fox? Surprise! I'd go mental.
Soon.
Oh my god. I'd do it, but I'd
Coming
say...
to US national TV near you soon.
To be fair though, if we did it, everyone here loves it because we can talk about the racing, but we can also have fun. Whereas everyone else, they're always like so analog about it. I mean, it's just like you can talk around the subject and still enjoy the racing.
I don't think you necessarily. As long as you're there when it matters.
Yeah. It's like one of the best things I always take was, especially with our watch along as we do now, we always say if there's action going on, but it's a radio style coverage. But you have to describe what's happening as well. As for right now, for instance, this is a little bit of a kick and slide for Palou, just a couple of laps ago. As Ward leads this race. When did that happen? Pit stops. No man, I'm fine. See? Brain does not work after 12 hours. But yeah, so Palou just touched the grass.
You're good.
Yeah, so it's just like you can describe what happens when it happens, but then you've got a radio broadcast to fill. So I always take it a bit like Test Match Special with the cricket. And also, I always take what Rick Allen says as well about his calls on NASCAR. Be precise, be blunt, and then leave it, and then move on. But also, I love a name I can't remember now. That's got on my bloody head.
This is where I pretend to be funny. I'm going to the FIA on the 26th of July.
You going to France?
No, I'm going to the Farnborough International Air Show, as known as FIA.
Oh, cheeky. So I nearly had to go.
Hopefully.
I nearly had to go to Paris a couple of years ago when I was trying to get my media pass for the FIA events. They wanted me to go to Paris in order to have a meeting that would have been 15 minutes. It would have cost me about 200 quid to get there for a 15-minute interview to get a pass because it would be in Paris. And do you know what happened? COVID! I was never so thankful because it was done over a Zoom call instead. I was like, yes, thank you. Of course, COVID was tragic, but, 300 quid.
Storm to stay in north of Chicago.
Kenny
So
agrees
that-
with you. Double dip sounds perfect.
Drops the SVG factor by a sizable margin.
What do you mean? Why? What's happened? What's happened?
All I'm saying is the rain will objectively help Shane because that's something he's used to, right?
Oh. Have I completely blanked over this, and has someone already said this, but New Garden got a drive-through penalty for speeding on pit road?
Oh,
Did not see that, no.
No, we did not.
And
That's
we
why...
didn't get the little penalty
Which
graphics.
is why he's 25th and one lap down.
Right,
Oh
that's,
my gosh.
that's why he came back into pit lane a few laps ago. I did wonder, because he was good to the end, so he was speeding on pit lane. We didn't get told that. There was no penalty for it. See, this is where they need to improve by bringing up penalty graphics like Formula 1 do. And, for goodness sake, look at supercars in Australia. They created an international feed, but it's still used by the two broadcasters. So they created a Unity graphics pack that's used by the two TV stations that broadcast it. That's what we need. Unity graphics.
I do genuinely still wish there was a American crew for F1. I get the move, but I don't know. Things have not felt the same for me, at least, since, what was it, 2018, 2019?
One thing Maury Walker's always said was that he loved when he went to Australia because they knew who he was because they took his commentary. And he said when he went to America, nobody knew who he was. And he always said if only they took our commentary, everyone would know everything about Formula 1 more, and hopefully people watch it. So I'm quite annoyed that they never did this 20 years ago and took Maury's commentary. Because he would have been an international star.
The history of American coverage of F1 is kind of dodgy, I will say.
Yeah, hasn't Mike
Just
Joy
in
done a
its
couple?
coverage and talent.
Yeah. Fox had it for a time, I know that, in the early 2000s. And then they shoved Mike Joy over there. Then NBC had it. Then, ESPN had it. Then NBC. Yeah.
Interesting bit here from Grid's Kobe Lambeth. SVG, during his appearance in the Chevy Fan Zone, got a question regarding Kyle Larson doing a transition to supercars like he did to NASCAR.
Oh.
He said there is some talk that he or Kyle Busch could go give Adelaide a run.
Yes.
Could you imagine?
I'd like to see that. I know Adam Lemridge is watching. He's going to be enjoying the sound of that. He loves Adelaide.
And then obviously on the American side of things, been talks forever on INDYCAR's supercar veteran Scott McLaughlin going to give Cup Cars a run for their money. I think we would need to see another crossover weekend like we have at Indy for that to actually come to fruition, but obviously it would be incredible to see that happen.
I think a crossover in America would be good for IndyCar and NASCAR. Go on, Jesse.
Guess how many cars drop into the rear for the NASCAR race?
How many?
Guess.
7.
12.
Higher.
What?
Jackson lower.
Oh, I thought you meant higher for me for a second. I was like, whoa.
9.
Correct.
Blimey.
Wow.
The 4, 6, 7, 12, 17, 21, 24, 43, and the 66 with a pass-through penalty as well for the 66 at the end of lap 1. So Berry, Keselowski, LaJoy, Blaney, Busher, Burton, Byron, Jones, and Blicky.
Did NASCAR get street racing yet? Are they clicked in yet with it? Personally, I think it's a disaster. It's great racing, but you're putting stock cars on streets. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a little bit chaotic.
You mean 10 times out of 10?
Yeah, 10 out of 10. Last year we had cars flying. I hope it rains, because I never got to call last year, and I was really angry. So this time last year is what made me decide, right, we're doing NASCAR next year. This race.
Palou gradually closing that gap again here. Kiffin Simpson going to be able to play rear gunner once more here for
How many
Palou.
times is Noah Gregson going to end up in the tyre barrier?
5. But
At a certain turn.
Guys, we have a battle
Yeah,
for the
we've
lead
got
at
to-
Mid-Ohio in
I've stood
IndyCar
up.
right now.
I've stood up for that as well, because I'm going to say Kiffin Simpson is going to play big-time gunner here to his teammate. But how long is Kiffin Simpson going to be in that team if all he's doing is, at end of racing, backing up lap traffic to help his teammate? It keeps happening. This is what, the 3rd time this season we did it? We saw it at Red America. We saw it at Long Beach. He keeps on doing it to help Palou.
I am curious what happened to Lundqvist, who is also running in the top 10, as now Christian Rasmussen and Santino Ferrucci have found themselves into the top 10. I want to say dodgy pit stops on their end here, as it's now just under 0.3 seconds up to half a second again here, but has gradually been reeling Award in here in the past couple of laps.
Now, Award's got...
And this could be big here.
He's got 7... Palou's been told don't battle that hard while the traffic's in front.
Oh.
Well, Palou's
Not 1 drive-through penalty for Newgarden, 2.
2? That explains more.
Interesting.
Which is why, and then, so he said, I don't know where it would have been for Newgarden, copy will find out. They're telling me pit in, I was super safe, 46.33 at pit in, and all right now we have to do a stop and go. We thought we had 1 lap to least acknowledge it. Newgarden's response was not pleasant, and then Newgarden being told he has to do another drive-through. Something's wrong here, pit in is where it's happening. I swear I was really safe. Looks like we might have a wheel speed issue,
Oh, God,
or wheel
not
speed
again.
problem.
That's going to put him on
Brutal.
186 points, by the way. He rockets down. The championship is so close that every position matters here.
Oh, 100%.
This hybrid
We do not give points here for fastest lap, but Newgarden would now technically be getting those points were that the case. 106.5 fastest man on track at the moment, down to 3.2 seconds. He's going to try to close that gap here through the keyhole one more time, as he is right on the gearbox here, as both of them are looking down Kiffin Simpson and Roman Grosjean.
Down we go. Being so gentle. Tyres flying up, flying in front of Palou. Just be careful. Don't overdo it. Pick your moment. Kiffin's going to allow you to help out, but I don't think Palou's going to need it. He's right on the back. He's using his push to pass, but so's Palou. Palou's on 58 now. He started the previous lap on 70. Palou on 64, so he's got more, plus hybrid to use. So enough. Oh, and Palou makes a mistake coming out of
Another
9.
big slide there.
Oh, and that's going to lose in time. He's lost him half a second. But Palou can get that back via hybrid. It's not that big of a loss. 4 to go across the line. Well, this is fun,
If there's
isn't
a
it?
time for a Ward to get past Simpson, it's going to be right now. Or excuse me, a Ward to get past Simpson. So we're watching a replay here. Very similar to what he did going back onto the main straight there. Almost like board slided it with the floor there on the curbing, it looked like.
Yeah. Curb here, of course, over the grass, but then dips down into some sand. So it's sort of a... I don't know how to say it, but imagine you've got a brick and you put it next to your foot and you stand on the brick and then you put your left foot next to it and you sort of see the difference. You're constantly going up and down. That little gap, that's how it feels when you put your rear tyre over that curb. It just scrapes along it. That made sense, didn't it, for people listening in?
Whatever you just said, I'm going to agree with you.
Whatever you say,
fine.
boss. 4-car conga line here. Grosjean, Simpson, Award, Palou.
Oh, Palou's
All
back.
4 battling for positions at 2 different places right now.
Is Palou
As
really
back down
gonna-
to under 400ths of a second.
Is he really going to ask
for
Kiffin
Palou.
to do it? No, Kiffin wants to have a go here and have an attack back on Canapino. 3 to go. Palou's going to take this at the last lap. Come on, we all know it. He's a show-off.
This has been a very quiet race.
I must admit it has, but it might have a grandstand finish, which could prove if the new regulations work or not.
For there to be no yellow flag running, aside from the start with these systems, for everyone to keep it clean, not only is that showing you just how uncatastrophic so far these hybrids have been, it's also kind of gone to change the environment on the racing line, because this main line is so rubbered in now. Anything offline is just so marbled up. You gotta be brave, and you gotta know that you're gonna be kind of dirt tracking it if you want to kind of go outside the groove.
Who's that stopping? You've cursed
Looks like
it now.
Grosjean.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? Because there's Canapino. Is that Grosjean stopping? He has dropped to 23rd position. Canapino and Simpson has passed him. Romain Grosjean has stopped at the side of the track. Now with 2 to go, is that going to bring out a full course yellow? Or will they just cover it under local yellow?
Let's see if he's able to restart it himself. Issues that have kind of been covered up now during warm-up, but again, we were seeing this issue technically at the command.
Yeah. I hope you haven't even put the curse on it there. The commentator's curse.
Oh gosh. Such a tough break for Grosjean coming off of his
Oh, there we go.
best finish with...
Oh, he spun.
And whacks the wall. How does he come back across the track then? Is he?
We'll have to-
Did he keep it in one piece though?
Did he?
Yeah, we'll have to see the onboard if he hit the wall or not.
He is going again, so we're back
He's
to green
back.
flag.
Oh, man.
Oh, right in front of the McLaren. He's running on the
Code
driver's
Brown there
shotgun.
for Nolan Siegel, who saw him broadside there through Thunder Valley.
Not the place I'd like to find a car directly across the track. I
No.
must say. He is going again, so no need for a full course yellow. He's slowing there, was letting the leaders through. So he has kept it going. Thank God.
White flag next time by. This is definitely playing into Simpson's hands here, as he'll really be able to give Award Arrow Wash and potentially give Palou a chance to take the lead here.
He's outside of the racing line, so that's going to be interesting, says Kenny. Palou's going to have to try something about it. He touched the curb, yeah. Again, that curb I was just talking about. He touched the curb and get it wrong. Off you go. Down now into the casino section. Palou's just too far back. O'Ward almost looks like he's got a magnet on the back of Kiffin Simpson. He's following his line perfectly. Look at Palou using the hybrid uphill to go through. He thinks about it on the inside. O'Ward saw it coming, shuts the door, and now the race is on. With one final sector to go. Can O'Ward sneak through and keep through the victory, or is Palou going to do it? And find a way, because O'Ward needs to get ahead of Kiffin Simpson. There goes Grosjean. He's crawling in. It's too late, unless it's a drag to the line. Simpson trying his best. Pallot's out of tricks. Pato O'Ward slides in and wins at Mid-Ohio, the first hybrid race of this new generation. Alex Palou second. Scott McLaughlin will finish in third. 3 different teams in the first top 3 in a new era. But it is just like in St. Petersburg, after the fact, that in a new era start, it's O'Ward on top for McLaren.
Pato was wanted the real deal for so long. Yes, he technically got the trophy after St. Pete, but he's been saying, I want to win races for real. And he came so close at Indy and so many other times. And after the heartbreak and controversy that this team and Zach Brown have had in the past couple of months, this is such a breath of fresh air for this whole crew.
Lando didn't win, but got a podium. Pato does win. So a good day overall for McLaren, and I think Pato has taken the top honours. He gets the first slice of cake and champagne at McLaren Technology Centre at the end of the year. Wow. That's a good
That
race.
might have just gotten him a... Could be wrong. Wow, what a slide there! Almost at the final corner there.
I would have loved it if he crossed the line backwards, spinning out and sliding backwards as well. That would be
I
fun.
don't think he would have been first, but that would have been the true successor to the Danny Sullivan spin and win there if that was the case.
Just power drifting across the line backwards.
Yet again, if anyone was going to keep that car in one piece, it would be Mr. Fast Hands.
It's got to be Pato. Always Pato. I tell you what,
We've got an hour until NASCAR, guys.
I know. We ran 1 hour, 35 minutes, caution-free. Yet another caution-free race here in Mid-Ohio. They keep happening. Although technically, does it count that the race started behind the safety car? That we didn't have any cautions? I don't know what the ruling would be there.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Because the race did start under caution, and then we went caution-free for the rest of it. So, yeah, I'd say that would be it. But, yeah, there you go. Top 3.
How brilliant is that? So reminiscent of Long Beach, where you don't need cautions to breed good racing. You just have consistent yellow flag running for the 2 leaders to work their way back into each other and have just a great classic melee to the finish. Some fantastic driving there.
Well, here's a stat
for
for
the
you. How about,
2 drivers. Go for it.
How about this? Not 1 caution and not 1 retirement. All 27 cars have finished this race, be it Dixon is 39 laps down, or 40 laps down overall. He's half the race down, but every car finished. No retirements.
Amazing.
That, I think, is a huge success.
No, 100%. Aside from the anxiety there at the start with a couple of hiccups, as well as obviously what happened to Malukas in the pit lane, still some fantastic running there.
Are we going straight in for the interview with our winner, Pato O'Ward? I think we are. Let's go over. Okay.
Yep, okay.
That'll tell you something right there.
Yeah.
Here in Mid-Ohio.
We'll let Pato O'Ward cool off a moment, and then Georgia Henneberry is going to be there to greet him.
Pato O'Ward victorious once again in the NTT IndyCar Series. Congratulations, and a well-deserved congratulations from his team, pushing so strongly. That last half of that race, realistically, the team's strategy totally on point. The pit stops on point, everything on point. His first win since St. Pete this year, his first win on track since Iowa 2022, and it's time to celebrate. This year has just been an emotional roller coaster for you. The hard work, the effort, it has finally paid off. You have made your way to victory lane again. What are the feelings?
Yeah, that was a hard-fought race. We were really strong on the reds. Palau was really strong on the blacks. So all I needed to do was just kind of stay at bay in the first 10 and then come into the pits and put those reds on, kind of try and close the gap, and then, you know, get him in the pit stop sequence and or on track, you know. But great job by the team. It's been a while. I know we won St. Pete, but this is this is a proper win. We earned this one this weekend.
This team was on point this weekend, and more specifically today. Earlier this week, you told me this was the best car that you rolled off the truck with. Is this just a product of the effort and hard work going into this program?
Yeah, I felt very comfortable with the car this weekend, and you know, from the second practice, to be honest, going into qualifying, we executed, and I knew I had a really strong car under me for the race. So hats off to Aaron McLaren to give me a rocket.
Got a little hairy there in that last corner. Was that for show or just a product of how hard you were pushing?
No, we were pushing. We were pushing, and then, you know, we caught the traffic, couldn't quite get by him, and yeah, that was we said in that one.
We go to Iowa next, where you got your last on-track win. Where does this put your confidence level?
Yeah, I mean, Iowa repave. We'll see what it's got in store for us.
Congratulations, Pat O'Ward and the whole Arrow McLaren number 5 Chevrolet team. Charlie Kimball.
I'm standing here with Alex Palou. You won here last year, come up one position short. You controlled the race from pole. What happened on the launch there in that second stop, and that changeover really seemed to be the difference?
Yeah, shame. I mean, it was a good race. The car was amazing. Everybody at the tank crew was amazing all weekend, but yeah, we couldn't really make the alternate tires last. Pato started catching us and couldn't really do anything. I just destroyed my front tires. So then we had a slow stop, couldn't really engage first gear. Maybe I was trying to get it too fast, so probably my fault. But anyway, good race, had fun. It was a shame we couldn't get the win for the tank car, but yeah, good solid day.
So not a win, but you extend your championship to 48 points. When you go to Iowa next week and you got a doubleheader, are you still thinking championship, or is it easy to keep thinking about race wins?
I mean, I was thinking about the race win today, not the points. Maybe I'll get happier tomorrow when I see the points, but it was a shame that we couldn't really get this win that we wanted. But yeah, looking forward to the next couple of races we have, and hopefully we can be in the championship fight at the end of the championship.
Alex Palou comes home second today.
So here's how they ended up finishing up.
Yep, so here's the results then. It's Pato O'Ward on top from Alex Palou in second. Scott McLaughlin finishing in third as well. Fourth for Colin Herder. Fifth, Marcus Ericsson. Sixth going through as well for Alexander Rossi. Seventh, Christian Lundgaard. Eighth, Carl Kirkwood. Ninth for Christian Rasmussen. And 10th, Santino Ferrucci. 11th for Will Power. 12th for David Malukas. 13th for Toby Sowery. Great from Toby Sowery. Let's give him a very well done for the back up to 13th. Fantastic for Dale Coyne Racing there in that ever-changing 51 seat as well. It's had more runners than Doctor Who at the moment. 16th for Felix Rosenquist coming in as well. He goes in 14th, and it's Linus Lundqvist 15th. 16th for Stingray Rob. 17th, Marcus Armstrong. 18th, Graham Rahal. 19th, VK. Siegel is in 20th. Kevin Simpson 21st. Canapino is 22nd. Grosjean 23rd. Fittipaldi 24th. 25th for Newgarden. 26th for Harvey. 27th for Dixon. Palou leads on 329 points. He's 48 cleared to Will Power. O'Ward 70 behind him as well. So Palou leads the title 329 points. I've pressed the wrong button again. There we go. Number 3, not number 4, to get the orbit pictures. I was taking my glasses off and I got it in my eye. Let's go around the room then. Is Omi and Jess in the box, or have they disappeared?
We got Omi.
Omi's here. Omi, were you watching? Do you want to say anything? What you were thinking of the race? You're not there. He's not there. Let's go to JT. What did you make of that one then, JT, as everyone now starts to wrap up here at Mid-Ohio?
It was a very quiet race. I believe a pole to win, or did was Palou on pole? I can't remember. But
on
yeah,
pole.
it was a very, very quiet race, and I don't know about anyone else, but I had to take my headset off because during those interviews, I think it was the new hybrid system, that was very high pitched.
Yeah, I took it off as well. It's very, very high. Apologies if you're deafened now because of it. Jackson, what do you think as well from that one?
Yeah, JT, in a race introducing so much new technology, I think a quiet race is actually exactly what IndyCar needs here. And it's funny that in a race with such this new age technology, it seemed like such an old school style finish, like I was just talking about, for all these leaders to kind of convene here at the end just on pace alone. So fantastic finish for O'Ward. And the way things are running right now, gentlemen, I think it is far from pullover in this championship, despite that gap now being 48 points.
Could it have been the fans which were cooling down the cars because of how hot it was?
Could be.
The high pits.
Yeah, temperature was up high today. So, well, yeah, but well, we'll find out when Jackson goes next trackside, and we'll see what he thinks of it in real life as well, not just over the audios. I mean, a beautiful orbit there we're seeing in front of us. Beautiful orbit you're seeing behind us, actually, as well, with our new graphics background. So I won't be with you for the next race. Of course, I'm not here. I'm missing Iowa. I missed the doubleheader as I'm trackside for the World Superbikes as a fan. I'll do a couple of bits, as always, walking and talking. So Jackson and JT and Omi have got coverage with Jess as well. So then, Jackson, going there, what are you expecting in Iowa?
Hard for me to put anything down right now. I'm expecting hybrids to not be as much of a factor as everyone says. And again, if this was such an unknown, to start oval racing with hybrids, I feel like that's even more of an unknown. So
absolutely,
it's 100% just going to be unpacking this on Christmas and figuring out what we're getting. So JT, I'm really stoked, as well as Omi, I'm really stoked to see what kind of racing we get out of that, and hopefully it's going to be a good show. Look forward to covering it.
JT, what are you looking forward to? Don't say the late nights.
I'm not looking forward to the late night, am I? But the hybrid around an oval is definitely going to be, well, it is definitely a first, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see how it'll affect the normal what we've seen in the ovals, but definitely next year's Indy 500 when we have hybrid, that will definitely be interesting. I can tell you that for a fact.
I'm very much going to look forward to watching you guys for a change as well, if I'm not distracted too much by the football or not at the circuit, because you start at, 5:30? I'll still be at Donington then, watching the end of all the action. But race one, I will watch
I hate to be that guy,
off.
but it finishes early on Sunday, but you'll be milking every little bit out of that hospitality. I literally know you will.
I know. And then there's a possibility, I don't know where I'm watching the Euro final yet, so what's happening there. So could be drinks after, for all I know as well. So get the beers in. I can't wait. So my thanks to Jackson, my thanks to JT, my thanks to Omi and Jess as well. My thanks to all of you at home. I'll see you in a couple of weeks' time at Toronto for my next one. But these lot will see you at Iowa. But if anything to go by, they're all hot and sweaty out there as well. That was after 80 laps at Mid-Ohio. Yes, in the heat, but without a caution. What on earth are we going to see in a double 250 race? We'll find out next week. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.